Okay, so new favorite build alert. Because ladies and gentlemen, I think we finally got him. Lego Transformers Age of Extinction Grimlock version 3. Let's go. But first, a word from our sponsor, DJ Khaled.
Some boy have stone, and man like me have limestone. Huh? They ain't believing us. God did.
Yo, what's going on, guys? It's your boy Say here. Let's get right into it. Now, I'ma keep it a buck with y'all. I don't know if DJ Khaled is a real person anymore. Okay, like, I don't know, because every clip I see of him, he's moving like he's an AI-generated character.
Gatorade.
But anyway, here we got my man's Grimlock clocking in at 20 hours of design time and scaling in at 7.3 inches tall from head to toe. So compared to the previous version, this is a pretty small boy right here. But you know what? I don't even want to show you guys the version 2 just yet. I want to take it all the way back to Grimlock version 0. Okay, so this might have been like 8 to 10 years ago when I first attempted to build my first version ever of Grimlock, but as you can see, this looks almost nothing like Grimlock at all. But I gave it my best shot. Moving on to the version 1. Okay, got the proportions up, got the aesthetics up there as well, but if we take a look at the Dinobot mode, what is this? That's a negative, you feel me? Because my man's neck, like his neck, right, has to chill on a pile of bricks to stop it from falling. Okay, so looking at the version 2 here, you can automatically see that this version is significantly larger and more detailed, but due to its monstrously large size, the Dinobot mode was so heavy that I still needed a stand to hold the chest upright, even though I ended up fixing the neck stability. So compared to the version 1, the version 2 was a little bit better, but not much. Okay, fast forward to the version 3. Ladies and gentlemen, we have finally got it all. Aesthetics, posability, and stability. Can I get a sheesh, please? Now, unfortunately, he does not transform with his tail when he gets into his robot mode. It just detaches and becomes like a secondary weapon which can tap into his arm, and it kind of acts as like a drill or a whip. So we technically could minus a point for a little parts forming there. And really, the reason I even had to do that was because of the combined weight of the T-Rex heads, which sit on the back of his upper shoulders here, combined with the tail, which would have been on his back as well. He became way too back heavy when he was in his robot mode and kept falling backwards. And speaking of those T-Rex heads, I will minus just one more point because they are sticking out just a tad bit too far from his body. They're actually supposed to be sitting right atop his shoulders and act as massive shoulder pads, but because of the way mine transforms, I actually have his neck sitting on top of his shoulders here, and I had to move the heads themselves outward a little bit farther. Alright, so the reason why this version of Grimlock is so much more stable than the previous versions is because, number one, it's a lot smaller than those previous versions, so I'm dealing with a lot less pieces, therefore a lot less weight. And number two, I updated and reinforced all of the connections throughout his entire body. So his legs are now attached to his hips via large rotational Technic joints. The knees are also utilizing those same Technic joints. And then at the ankles, we've got those large rotational ball joints, which are also connected to the frame via some more Technic pieces. And even the smaller areas are reinforced using techniques that I've learned over the years. So the T-Rex heads here appear to only be attached via 2 studs, right? This Technic brick here and these round plates next to it. But if we take a look at the top view here, you'll see that these round plates are actually hollow, and I've ran a bar through the top of them, which actually drills down all the way into the T-Rex head base here and cements that connection. Oh. Now, I'ma keep it a buck, okay, because this is a Lego Transformer, so inevitably there are a few details that are held on by only 1 stud that will pop off as you're transforming this guy. But those are really just the tiny little detail pieces that will fall off. Once this guy is posed up or holding a position, he won't just spontaneously collapse or fall because the build is too heavily reinforced. And the instructions for this build will be available over on my Rebrickable page in a couple of days, so the link to that page will be in the description. But wait, because I'm making the instructions available now and people will be downloading them and building their own Lego Grimlocks, I now have to show a real-time transformation so they know how to transform my design. But that video will be made available separately on my Rebrickable page because it takes about 20 minutes to transform this thing, and putting that footage in here would completely destroy the flow of this video.
Ain't nobody got time for that.
Okay. Okay. And now here we have Grimlock in his alt mode, which is, for those of you that don't know, a giant mechanical T-Rex. And moving forward, right, I'ma need y'all not to underestimate the power of 2 pieces. The 1x1 ball plate and the ball axle, because the ball plate is what is responsible for holding both sides of the lower jaw onto the head here. And the axle ball is what is responsible for stabilizing this entire build's ankles and holding it at this upright position, despite the uneven distribution of weight within its upper body. And you know what? I'm not even gonna hold y'all. I didn't even think it was possible to build a standless transforming Lego Age of Extinction Grimlock until I saw this guy do it. So I was like, oh, so that's what we doing? Like, we just out here building whole transformable versions of Grimlock? No support, no stand, nothing? That's what we doing now?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
All right,
yes.
I'ma hop on game then. And before that, I bought the non-transforming A.O.E. Lego Grimlock set off of Temu, and even that one needed a stand to hold itself upright. So from that point on, I just figured, well, I guess it's not possible. But that was obviously a misconception because with Lego, anything is possible. I will say though, I am really glad that I reviewed that Lego Grimlock set because I ended up taking a lot of the design concepts from that one and applying them to my transformable version here. Like the finger clip pieces with the spikes at the end of them going down his back and tail was 100% taken from that Temu set. And those finger clip pieces also really helped capture that mechanical ribbed cage aesthetic that Grimlock has got going throughout his entire body. Now, my favorite part of this build has got to be the head design, which is pretty much just a resized version of the previous head design. However, I took the time to add a couple of more details in there and fix up the proportions. So you see, I added some grill pieces onto the upper portion of the head here to kind of represent that stubbly snout that he's got. Got my hands on some red translucent wedge pieces and added them in there for the eyes to make him look that much more angry and menacing. And then let's not forget about the jaw here, which I had a lot of fun designing because I was figuring out ways to make his teeth look like they're getting larger as they continue down his jaw. Now that I've gotten my A.O.E. Grimlock up to a decent level, I think it's about time I tried to do my Transformers Age of Extinction Optimus Prime over.
No, try not. Do or do not. There is no try.
Excuse me. I'ma do it.
Yeah, boy.